We are backstage at the Mabee Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's the new home of the Brumley Gospel Sing, and we have with us one of the favorite families of gospel music, several generations of them, in fact. We want to welcome the Hoppers to gospel music today. Right next to me is Dean Hopper, and Dean, I'm going to ask you to introduce the clan.
I don't know these people. No. Well,
Too late.
I'm sorry. Ken, let's start this way. This is my wife, Kim, 27 years, and then our two daughters. This is Lexy, she's 11, and Karlye, she's 21. And of course, there's my mom, Connie. She's been my mom for as long as I can remember. Okay. And then my dad, and then my brother, younger brother, his name is Michael.
You have a CD that's not out yet.
That's correct.
And a number one song.
That's correct.
From that CD.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
You know, the story is we started working on a new CD about 2.5 years ago. And then through some things that were taking place in our family, Kim's mother had gotten sick, and then my mom started into her second bout of cancer, and we were recording with Larry Goss, the producer, and about 2 or 3 months into that, January, he passed. And so everything just got put on hold. It's been an interesting journey, to say the least. And so last fall, we started getting more songs together to try to finish the album. And so we finally got it finished, but we needed some new music to radio. And so we went into the studio and we finished one of the songs. The young lady that wrote Jerusalem for us years ago, Paula Stavanovich, this is her latest effort in songwriting called Jesus the One. And so we put the song out knowing that we didn't have the guarantee of when the CD would be released. And it moved up quickly, and I'm not complaining about that.
No.
And so we have our number one song, and the CD's not out yet. We have another song at radio. You know, in some of the secular fields of music, they will release a song to radio and try to build some momentum for that. And we didn't really plan it this way, but this is the way it's going, and we got people excited about the new CD. But
I don't think I've ever asked Claude and Connie how you two met.
That's easy. I met her in high school. I remember her in high school. She was 2 grades behind me. I just casually met her because I was a sophomore and she was a freshman, and her one day her cousin took me over to her house, and she was playing the banjo on the porch, and of course her dad played the banjo too, and that's when I officially met. And then I remember her in high school playing piano, and she sung in a little pop group too, and so that was our first meeting. And then after my brothers and I started singing in 1957, my younger brother suggested we get a piano player. He suggested her, and I was working for A&P, delivering groceries to cars, and she came through town, and she stopped at the stoplight, and so I knocked on the window, and she wrote it down. I didn't say, "Hello, how you doing?" I said, "My brothers and I have started a quartet. It's a Hopper Brothers Quartet, and we was looking for a piano player. Would you be interested in playing the piano?" And she said, "I'll have to think about it." And the light turned green. She said, "I'll do it." That's how we started.
Another Hopper couple here, and let me ask Kim, how you guys met?
You know, I actually met him when I was 12, and he was 17. My family, the Greens, were singing, and my dad knew of Mr. Hopper, and he called him and he said, "I've got 3 kids that sing harmony, and I would love for you to hear them. Are you going to be anywhere that we could come and my kids meet your family?" So Claude told him of a place about an hour and a half from where we lived, and it was an old tabernacle. And so my dad put all 3 of us kids in a van and took us to meet the Hoppers. And when we got there, Mr. Hopper said, "You know, you're welcome to open up for us." And so we sang, and then we sat and listened to the Hoppers, and Dean came in, and I fell in love with him, but I was only 12, so he was not interested at all. And but we just met, and then when I was about 19, we became good friends. And then after our first date, I actually knew on the first date, I thought, I will spend the rest of my life with this guy. I just knew it. And we've been together almost 28 years.
Wow,
So,
beautiful story.
thank you.
And two
Beautiful
lovely girls who are now the third generation
Yes,
of
sir.
the Hoppers, and on stage every night. Are they both on every night?
Karlye is.
Yeah.
She's out there. This one here, she decides along the way.
She makes all the calls.
Going to come out and sing.
I'm the new Claude Hopper, basically.
Okay.
She plays ukulele and sings, plays acoustic guitar, and just about the last couple of years has kind of really taken into that. She writes songs, and she surprised us with a song that she had written, and she had gotten with our pianist and worked up the arrangement and said, Dad, I want to sing this song tonight. This has just been a few months ago, and she came out and sang this incredible song. And I thought, where did that come from? She said, well, Dad, I wrote it. So anyway, she shows up here and there. She's busy. You got a lot of things going on.
That is great.
School, dance, everything.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Shopping.
Who are your favorite singers?
Well, I like pop artists too. So probably Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga. I would have to say that. And plus my parents.
We made it in the list there.
Okay, that's good. It's good to at least be on the list. Mike, when we first saw you on stage with the Hoppers, you playing the drums all the time. You still play the drums.
Still
but
play, yep.
Now you're singing.
I just go where they need me.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, you know, when Mom was off the road for a while and then Dad was off the road for a little while, then they brought me up and I was singing more during that time. But I still play, and it's still about 50-50, and I
Yeah.
enjoy doing both.
Yeah.
I like it.
And we can see a lot going on behind the scenes that Mike is in charge
A lot.
of.
Oh,
too.
yes, a
Yeah,
lot.
Yeah.
He puts all of our video, and he and I have a studio together, and he works in the studio a lot. And matter of fact, he not only engineer, but kind of almost a side producer of this new record
Right.
that'll be coming out. He's also an airplane pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he flies.
Even though he's never
We did
taken.
produce a CD.
The Kids Project.
Yeah. All right. Very good. And let me ask Karlye, favorite singers.
Okay, well, if we're gonna stay within this business,
No, we don't have to.
but I want to for this
Okay.
moment. Favorite singers. This one at about 30 has this voice, and I can mimic it, and
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Oh.
It's not my mimicking her.
Yeah.
The old Hopper brother and Connie stuff it just kills me. I love it, because she's singing in her range, and I had no idea she could ever do that until recently when I was listening to this old stuff. But then, I love Becky Isaac's tone. I would kill to have that ability just to support the whole sound of
really
a
good.
group. And I mean, of course, we all just fall over at people like Jason Crabb and Michael English, and it's like, just stop it, just go home. You're making all the rest of us sad.
Yeah. Connie, when you said yes all those years ago to playing the piano and to being married to Claude Hopper, did you have any idea you'd be here in 2016 with 3 generations of the Hoppers on stage?
No idea whatsoever.
Yeah, it must be great.
I just loved music, always, and probably was not that good at it, but I loved it. And when he stopped me in town that day, I had just graduated from high school, and there was not a lot of funds back in those days to go to college or to study anything, and I knew I had to go to work. And I thought, well, my music is over. And that day when he stopped me and asked me about playing, I said, yeah, I'll do that. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't a commitment to the Lord. It wasn't a commitment to anything. It was just thinking of what I would love to do. But then after I heard the songs,
Yeah.
I knew why I was there. And I knew why all these years, I mean, I know God's hand was there in making those decisions.
Yeah.
I actually had a choice. I had an opportunity to go and do some piano for a country artist, and that didn't work out. And I know why it didn't work out. I know that, and that was a long time before I said yes to marriage. He had lots of girlfriends.
Yeah.
He says he was shy, but he was most popular in his graduating class.
And an excellent dancer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
And he played a guitar and sang, and so, you know, it took a couple of years, but anyway, we got together, didn't we? Been
Grandma
together-
rocks.
That we've been married now for 55 years.
That's wonderful. And this is another thing that I don't think you see in any other genre of music, just the family and the generations. And I couldn't even imagine the number of people whose lives have been touched by the Hoppers over all these years. It's just amazing. We are so glad to have the Hoppers with us on Gospel Music today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for what you do again,
Yes.
and for allowing us to be a part of your lives and the people that watch your program.